President Trump giving the green light to expand the military mission on the border as thousands of migrants wait to claim asylum.
This new order from the White House allows the military to have expanded powers on the border that includes the ability to protect Border Patrol agents.
President Trump and Chief Justice John Roberts going at it over the politicization of the courts.
To say that they're Obama judges is like saying the sky is blue. You know, it's not real rocket science.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is backing Nancy Pelosi to reclaim the Speaker's gavel.
These young people who will have a tremendous contribution to make are up against something that they have no idea what's going to wash down on them.
A Salt and Straw ice cream company offering Thanksgiving-inspired flavors like turkey, sweet potato casserole, and cornbread stuffing.
Ooh, do you want that?
No.
Little salsa, little spice. Yep.
J-Lo's Turkey Day party.
That's right. And by the way, we were just injecting turkeys and frying them, and one of the liquids that they had was jalapeno and butter, so you can really spice it up.
Absolutely.
Talk about spicing up. We're going to have some floats riding right down 6th Avenue behind us in a couple of hours. Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving tradition here in New York City, right down 6th Avenue. You don't normally see 6th Avenue wide open like that. It's usually snarled with traffic.
It's a 92nd annual Thanksgiving Day parade, and there's going to be 3.5 million people along the lines. But this year, it's really cold and it's windy. If it gets to 34 miles an hour, they're going to have to ground the balloons for safety.
And it's really special this year because there's going to be 8 little Duffies that are going to be watching the Macy's Day Parade. They're so excited. They have a little bit of an inner, hook up here. If it gets too cold, I can let them watch from the windows.
We got some nice windows here. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. We also have our expert from Butterball, Beth Summers. She's live in our green room. You see her waving there.
Beth.
She's already been answering some amazing questions. It's almost like Macbeth,
Yep.
To stuff or not to stuff. These are the great questions of the day.
It is.
You can save your Thanksgiving. I mean, people are in their kitchen right now. They're taking out that turkey. They have a lot of questions. Beth is here. She's ready to save Thanksgiving.
That's right. And if you're up watching us, do not turn the channel off because we'll go to Beth and help you.
We'll
I am
live.
thankful
This is gonna be like
Thanksgiving.
breaking turkey news.
I am thankful that 20 years ago, in the first year of our marriage, my wife didn't burn the house down with the turkey. I'll tell that story later.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It involved firefighters.
Yeah.
But there is news, so we must do that. President Trump given the green light to expand the military mission on the border as thousands of migrants wait to claim asylum.
The cabinet order handed down to the Department of Defense includes using force if there is an attack.
Defense Secretary James Mattis, just back from the border, says it does not change the mission, but, quote, if someone's beating on a border patrolman and if we were in position to have to do something about it, we could stop them from beating on them and take them over and deliver them to a patrolman who would then arrest them for it. So you can see the president continuing this effort to crack down on illegal immigration through every single lever he can within the government.
And, of course, the critics of the president pointing quickly to posse comitatus that we've heard that the military does not use force on our homeland. But, the point that the administration is making is that while we have the military in an advise and assist in a logistics capacity, if one of our border patrolmen who is being outnumbered by the overwhelming numbers that are showing up on the Mexican side, then they're going to at least secure the situation.
They'll have some backup.
When you were down there, you saw it firsthand, Griff. Could you see from what you saw the capacity or the potential for violence?
As an observation, I have numerous times witnessed the assaults of people coming across the border on our Border Patrol. Remember, they are facing now with this migrant caravan upwards of 8, maybe more 1,000 folks coming. They are now saying they're not happy with coming through the port of entry. They don't want to wait in line, so they don't know what they're going to face. It's almost like being on a football in the NFL, like right on the line, and you don't know what's coming across that. You got to bring everything you got, because security and safety is primary concern.
So this cabinet order, one lever the president's using on an executive basis. Another was trying to make sure that those seeking asylum would actually go through ports of entry, as Griff was pointing out last hour. Well, a federal judge out in California, the Ninth Circuit, which usually comes up with very liberal decisions, decided to block the president. So you saw the president a couple days back tell reporters before he headed down to Palm Beach for the Thanksgiving holiday that this was an Obama judge, and that in the long run, the president thinks he's going to win on this issue. Well, Chief Justice John Roberts, you see him there, took the extraordinary step of putting out a statement yesterday pushing back on the president, saying, quote, "We do not have Obama judges or Trump judges, Bush judges or Clinton judges. What we have is an extraordinary group of dedicated judges doing their level best to do equal right to those appearing before them." That independent judiciary is something we should all be thankful for. The president fired back pretty quickly.
He sure did. He tweeted, "Sorry, Chief Justice Roberts, but you do indeed have Obama judges, and they have a much different point of view than the people who are charged with the safety of our country. It would be great if the Ninth Circuit was indeed an independent judiciary. But if it is, why are so many opposing view on border and safety cases filed there? And why are a vast number of those cases overturned? Please study the numbers. They are shocking. We need protection and security. These rulings are making our country unsafe, very dangerous, and unwise."
And you know, in the last hour, we had Andrew McCarthy, who is a former U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, and he was pointing, I'd asked him about judicial activism, which appears to many what's happening out in San Francisco in this Ninth Circuit, and whether or not it was unprecedented. And with respect specifically to Obama judges, McCarthy had this to say.
Transnational progressives in the Obama mold. That's the reason they were picked. It's the reason they were put on the bench. Obama judges are of a particular bent of mind where they're very sympathetic to open borders claims. They think of the Constitution as kind of a global charter of rights that everybody can use, including use as protection against the United States government and the national security measures that our elected representatives take.
So you see right there what he's jumping on. And the Democrats still, they're resisting, basically, right? These judges are part of the resist movement, essentially. And they don't want to admit that elections have consequences. And that, as the president says, Obama judges who are holdovers, there's a new president. And he's trying to put on the federal bench his judges.
Right, so we'll
Trump
have
judges.
Obama judges and we'll have Trump judges. But there's a difference because Trump judges, or conservative judges, if you will, follow the Constitution. And you talked about activist judges. Liberal judges tend to be activists. That means they're following their heart, they're following their ideology. I think most Americans want judges to follow the Constitution. That's the fairest way to get away from the biases that we all naturally have.
That's a great point. I mean, should this topic come up at your Thanksgiving dinner table today, let it be a guiding principle that we have a checks and balances set in place. And that's why the judiciary should be independent. But it is hard to ignore what is clearly an effort of the Ninth Circuit, at least in this one issue.
Sure.
What about Chief Justice Roberts? Okay, nominated by a Republican President George W. Bush, and then a couple years later he saves Obamacare. Right, and upsets the right.
Yeah,
now he's
sure
taking
did.
on a Republican president. This is setting up potentially a monumental battle because there's going to be a whole bunch of issues that go up to that Supreme Court, and Chief Justice Roberts is now seen as kind of the ideological center because the court's moved to the right with Justice Kennedy retiring and now Justice Kavanaugh being there. President's going to need Chief Justice Roberts on some big issues that are going to come
And
before the
he's
court.
not the only Supreme Court judge that has taken this sort of political stance against, or at least the appearance of political stance against the president. We know that Ruth Bader Ginsburg also said things during the campaign. So, I mean, it is interesting, and you wonder if this case in particular makes its way up to the Supreme Court.
Well, and Rachel's point is, for Supreme Court justices now to say they're shocked that politics is going on.
Right, exactly.
When they've been playing politics.
Right, but would there be pressure for him to recuse himself since he's already kind of politically weighed in on this?
And will we see the jurisdiction of these courts become an issue? Because again, when we go back to the travel ban case, which is in the same court, and now the asylum, which is a lot of people are calling travel ban 3, it is the jurisdiction of these the Ninth Circuit Court ruling unilaterally that it's not only going to apply in this case, but it's also going to apply all across the country. And that's really much of the frustration with this. And that's something that would go before Chief Justice to rule, to essentially tell certain courts that are deemed to become politically active to stay in your lane.
Well, if I had a gavel, I would bang it right now to say that I've ruled we're going to go to Jillian.
All right.
I'm ready.
It's a good
time for
ruling.
new- it's
I
time for
am
other
here
news.
and I am ready to jump in. I'm a team player. And actually, we have an update on a story. Ed, you were talking about this actually earlier today. So here's what's happened with this mystery surrounding a deadly mansion fire. Deepens in New Jersey. Police finding Keith Canero shot dead outside his burning home. The bodies of his wife and 2 kids were found inside. Miles away, police arresting Keith's brother, Paul. He's accused of setting his own home on fire. His family made it out safely. Earlier, former police officer Joe Peters explained how the investigation could unfold.
Phones, texts, emails, voice messages. A lot of times if one is threatening the other will save the voice message. Wow. So you go through those.
The deaths are being investigated as homicides. The brother has not been named a suspect, but we will stay on top of this and keep you updated. A man is under arrest after 2 suspected bombs are found hidden in a London apartment. Police do not believe the suspect has any ties to terrorist groups. The devices, which appear to be improvised explosive devices, now undergoing testing. It's unclear how the devices got into the apartment undergoing renovations. Police say no ongoing risk to the public. Law enforcement agencies across the country get a major boost from the DOJ. Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker announcing $56 million in grant funding.
Terrorists are going to continue to, so we've got to keep targeting them during the holiday season and all year round. And so I want to assure all of you that this work remains the top priority of the Department of Justice. We will not let up.
The money will go towards training and equipment like bulletproof vests and body cameras. The oldest American Pearl Harbor survivor has died. Ray Chavez passing away in his sleep at his San Diego home. He was a Navy quartermaster in Hawaii when Japan attacked in 1941. President Trump just met with Chavez on Memorial Day. The White House tweeting, quote, "We were honored to host him at the White House earlier this year. Thank you for your service to our great nation, Ray." Chavez was 106 years old.
What a great American.
Yep.
What a great American. That is well said. And we're thankful for those veterans
That
on
is a
this
great
day in
point to
particular.
make. And every day, but especially today. You're
Yes.
absolutely right. All right. What a remarkable story. We just talked about this. The left up in arms over the president's criticism of the courts. Pardon me. But were they so outraged when this happened?
Last week, the Supreme Court reversed a century of law that I believe will open the floodgates for special interests.
So this has happened before, hasn't it? Corey Lewandowski says this is politics at its worst. He joins us live next.
And a new poll shows immigration is more important than ever to Americans as the caravan gets closer. So how can we solve the issue? We have
Supreme Court Justice Roberts chastising President Trump for his criticism of an Obama judge.
But now many are wondering, why didn't he call out President Obama when he said this about the court?
Last week, the Supreme Court reversed a century of law that I believe will open the floodgates for special interests, including foreign corporations, to spend without limit in elections.
here to react, former Trump campaign manager and co-author of the upcoming book, Trump's Enemies, Corey Lewandowski. Corey, we've already got the book coming, but happy Thanksgiving. What do you make? I want to ask you, this fight between Chief Justice Roberts and the president is certainly gaining a lot of attention right now. Was the president incorrect when he took on this criticism?
Well, first, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. But look, here's the real issue. Justice Roberts, who I respect and I think most people respect, weighed into an issue where he shouldn't have, because he had an opportunity 9 years ago almost when Barack Obama called out the entire Supreme Court in a nationally televised speech in a joint session of Congress during a State of the Union. And the media widely criticized Justice Samuel Alito for simply mouthing the words, "not true." They said at the time Supreme Court justices shouldn't be able to weigh in. They should be silent. They should be stoic. And now all of a sudden, that very same liberal media is giving Justice Roberts praise for pushing back on Donald Trump's position, which is the right one, because the Ninth Circuit has been a court which is widely overturned and is having individual judges, which is setting national policy. And if judges want to do that, they need to step down and become a legislator.
So, Corey, why the disparity here? So is it because Obama, is it because the press is liberal and they agree with Obama, or is it just that Obama delivers it in a, much more professorial way, and President Trump is tweeting it and more aggressive maybe in their view?
Well, a big part of it is every time, as you know, if you criticize Barack Obama, then you're a racist or you just didn't agree with him because you were too conservative. The bottom line is Justice Roberts had the opportunity, rightfully, to criticize Barack Obama 9 years ago on a major Supreme Court decision, which was voted 5-4 in the United States Supreme Citizen United case. And he didn't do that. And now, in a case where a single judge in the Ninth Circuit is once again putting a stay, a temporary restraining order, on something that this administration is trying to do, the judge is deciding to weigh in because the truth is the Ninth Circuit is very liberal and they judge shop all the time when it comes to issues of immigration. And we've seen this in the past where the Supreme Court had to step in a 9-0 decision to overrule the Ninth Circuit to say that the executive authority of the president was allowed to take place in limiting the number of people who come into our country from foreign countries. And look, the bottom line is Justice Roberts shouldn't be involved in this because this case may very well end up in front of the Supreme Court.
And Corey, is it particularly rich that Democrats want to now, they say, get politics out of the judiciary just weeks after trying to destroy Justice Kavanaugh's life?
Well, this is the amazing thing, right? The left is so good at this. Oh, the judicial system is not political, except when you put a man like Brett Kavanaugh up and you try and destroy his life. And now we've seen that those accusers basically lied. There's been no accountability for that. They attacked Justice Kavanaugh. They attacked his family. They demoralized him. They disparaged him. Yep. They were so disgusting to him. And all of a sudden they say, well, the judicial system should be above reproach. Look, there were no Democrats, once again, except one, voting for Judge Kavanaugh, and almost no Democrats voting for Justice Gorsuch.
All right, Corey, we appreciate you coming.
Corey, thanks. Last question. Are you deep frying the turkey or traditional?
I'm going to the deep fry. I've never done it before. This is going to be the first time. I can't wait, but I'm not going to have the house explode. So, Griff, I'm with you.
Email us and let us know how that goes.
Post it on Twitter. We want to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm going to try it.
All right, meanwhile, you hear people in the media saying the caravan doesn't exist, it's not real. Well, it's at our border, and a new poll shows immigration is more important than ever to Americans as a big issue. So how can we solve this big mess? Our can't-miss panel here to discuss next.
Plus, Adam Klotz is at the Macy's Day Parade. He's hanging with the clowns. Look at that. There he is. He looks cold. There's a clown with ice cream on a cold day.
Joe Johnson Chevrolet.
Yep. Time for your News by the Numbers Thanksgiving edition. First, 39%. That's how many people say turkey is their favorite dish, according to a Wallet Hub survey. The financial website says stuffing is America's second choice on the Thanksgiving dinner table. Where is mashed potatoes? That's what I want to know. Next, 34 million. The National Retail Federation says that's how many Americans will shop today. Today, not even Black Friday. About a quarter of them say it is now a tradition. And finally, $150,000. That's how much the world's most expensive Thanksgiving dinner costs. The meal at Old Homestead Steakhouse right here in New York City includes a turkey covered in edible gold and the keys to a brand new Maserati. I was waiting for the rest of it. Griff, you should go in on that and share the Maserati.
And thank you so much for giving me your credit card. I'm in New York. I can't wait to do it. All right, a new Gallup poll showing the percentage of Americans who view immigration as the country's top issue is surging rapidly. 21% say immigration is the top issue compared to 13% just a month ago. So with caravan at our border, what does this mean for the country? Let's bring in our immigration panel to weigh in. Retired INS Senior Special Agent Michael Cutler, former Florida congressional candidate and Republican strategist Noel Nikpour, and Republican strategist and attorney born and raised in communist Albania, Peter Lamage. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Peter, I want to start down with you because you have experience in this. You came to America the right way. Quickly, your story.
Look, when my brothers and I escaped Albania, it was a communist country. We went to a refugee camp in what used to be Yugoslavia. We were processed there. Background investigation was conducted. We submitted to medical examination, waited for 9 months to come over here. The problem that I see with the ones who want to come and force themselves upon our nation right now, it's a complete disregard for law and order. I think the American people are insulted when you have a group of people who are born and raised somewhere else and they want to come to the United States and Instead of following the law, they are trying to impose their will upon us instead of waiting to come over here properly and being processed properly. And I think that's a concern that we have, and that's why I see these numbers going up, that the American people are concerned about.
That's a great point. Noel, let me ask you, because you have advised a lot of people for Congress. You know, we are seeing one specific issue really soar. Does it surprise you, and why do you think now?
I think because we have this caravan of people that are coming in, and I think when you pan the camera, I think when you have a correspondent that's out there, and you see these people and you see them pushing back, and I think that what President Trump kind of resonates with people is, who are these people? You know, why so many people that are coming and trying to get through the border and seeking asylum, but don't want to do it the legal way? And this is one of the things that I think Republicans get a bad rap for. Republicans are, you know, they're for immigration. They just want legal immigration. So a lot of the Democrats, they use this as, you know, as a way to say that Republicans don't want anyone to come over here. They just, you know, they want to keep immigrants out. That is totally false. We just want legal immigration, do it the right way, not pushing through.
Michael, you understand this issue. As a former INS guy, is it your take that, you know, Americans that generally don't pay a lot of attention to this issue are finally understanding how big the problem is?
Well, you know, I compare the caravan to being hit by a snowball in a blizzard, because we have millions of illegal aliens. Latest study now says maybe there's 25 million. MIT, Harvard has done studies. I think the number is even higher. But the problem here is that we know that Latin America is a problem with gangs, is a problem with narcotics. We also know that Hezbollah is operating throughout Latin America, working with the drug cartels to bring sleeper agents from Iran into the United States. So if you look at the 9/11 Commission, to which I provided testimony, first and foremost, this is a national security threat. So it's not about not welcoming immigrants. It's about these folks aren't immigrants. You know, I like to make the point the difference between an immigrant and an illegal alien is comparable to the difference between a house guest and a burglar. If you don't know who someone is and they're going to try to sneak in, then they're avoiding a vetting process that's supposed to keep out criminals and terrorists. So what the president has said is, look, come through a port of entry, we'll take care of you. But if you're going to sneak in, obviously you're evading a vetting process, and that opens the potential for terrorists, criminals, and fugitives to get into the country, and that endangers all of us.
Michael, Peter, Noel, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Peter, I just want to take 2 more seconds, and that is, we've talked a lot about this ruling over the asylum. The Ninth has one view, the president has another. Quickly, what is your take? Who's right?
Look, it's a restraining order. It's a temporary restraining order that we got. This is from the Ninth Circuit, I believe. It's a liberal court. It's going to be overturned by the Supreme Court because I think the president has the constitutional power to regulate what he's regulated right now.
All right, you've given us much to think about on this Thanksgiving. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, coming up, planning to shop on Amazon for Black Friday? Check your account. The data breach just revealed hours before the big shopping day. Plus, we're live at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day on the coldest Thanksgiving in about a century. Adam Klotz is talking with some clowns to give their take. You see him right there, dancing with the clowns. He's joining us next. Go, Adam. How's it going? It's so cold.
Hey, guys.
His ear's frozen.
It's so cold. I'm freezing a little bit, and yeah, my ears froze a little bit, and there's too much excitement going on. It's hard to know what's going on. All right, guys. So we've got the fireworks going on behind me. We've got the 16 giant floats. It does seem like the wind's calmed down enough that those are going to be able to go off. And part of the fun is also the marching band. I've got a bunch of members here from the marching band at Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for coming out here, everybody. Is this your guys' first is this your first parade? Have you guys ever done this before?
No, it's the first time in the school history.
This is the first time in school history for Ohio State. You know, and so what's the experience been like for you guys so far?
It's been a pretty good experience so far. We just shot a video for the pre-show. It's pretty cool.
Columbus gets cold. I do the weather. I don't know if you guys know. Columbus gets cold, but this has like been kind of miserable all morning. How are you guys feeling so far?
Well, I'm dressed in layers.
All right, dressed in layers. What are you looking forward to as this gets started? Because I know this is just the very, very beginning of what's to come.
Yeah, we've been rehearsing our performance in front of the Macy's building for a while, so I'm really excited to just showcase kind of what we can do.
All right, guys, you were trying to tell me I was going to perform a little bit earlier, but I'm not really capable. Like that is the extent of what I know. Can somebody give me a little something, or is it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let him play. I'm gonna let him play me off, guys, and you can jam for a minute, and then you guys can take it back over.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys do when he does that? Do you dance around or something?
I'm drumming.
He's drumming. We're moving.
That's all I got. That's all I got. I just got the moves.
Well, Adam is at the start of the parade. We've got Carly Shimkus carefully placed on 6th Avenue along the route, and is she bringing some energy today or what? Good morning.
That's right. Hey, good morning, guys. And I am with a very excited crowd out here on 6th Avenue. It may be cold outside, but the energy is keeping us all warm, right? All right, so these fine folks are from, can you believe it, Florida. What's your name?
Regina.
And what is your name?
Carla.
Regina and Carla, why did you decide to come up to New York City on one of the coldest Thanksgivings in a century?
Well, we got our tickets 6 months ago, not knowing it was going to be this cold, but we are here, and I love it.
And you love it, and you look bundled up, so I like your staying warm strategy. I gotta ask you, what are you most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
My family. Everyone in my family, my husband over there, my daughter. Great to see everybody.
That's right. And Regina, what about you?
My family also, and my daughter back there is getting married soon. So.
Oh, congratulations. We absolutely love that. Look at the beautiful bride right there. Congratulations.
We came up from Florida. This is part of our bucket list.
Oh, yes. Fulfilling a bucket list item. And I got to get to these fine folks right here who are bringing the blankets and the warmth in terms of their personalities as well. What is your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. And what about your daughter?
Megan.
Rich.
All right, what are you most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Oh, health and happiness and family, of course. We're here for my daughter's 16th birthday. It's today.
Congratulations, and you are on TV on your 16th birthday.
My other daughter. She went to get coffee.
Oh, okay, all right. So the birthday girl's missing out. That's okay. So we are having a blast out here on the plaza. The parade is going to come down 6th Avenue in just a few hours, and we're all going to be so excited watching it, right? Staying warm and happy. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Carly,
Thanks,
birthday
Carly.
parties and weddings have to happen in Florida, not in New York City right now.
That's true. Carly, are my kids going to freeze? She can't hear me anymore. All right. Well, we're going to get out there soon. So.
Yeah, we will.
I got to tell you, if coming to New York on Thanksgiving on your bucket list and you're from Florida, you'll never do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
One
They're
experience
done.
of being that cold.
One and done.
Floridians are done.
Jillian, good morning again. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Let's get you caught up on some of your other headlines that we're following, starting with this. Attorney Michael Avenatti will not face felony charges after being arrested for domestic violence. He could still face a misdemeanor. The victim in that case has not been identified, but actress Marilee Minuti recently filed a restraining order against Avenatti, claiming he physically hurt her. Avenatti denies all accusations. California's outgoing governor pardons a former state senator convicted of voter fraud. Roderick Wright was charged in 2014 for lying about living outside the district he represented. The state legislature has since changed the law, making Wright's situation legal. Wright is one of 38 pardons handed out by Democrat Jerry Brown ahead of Thanksgiving. The woman charged in a massive GoFundMe scam with a veteran is suspended from her job. Her state job, that is. Caitlin McClure is a receptionist at New Jersey's Transportation Department. Now, it's unclear if she's still getting paid as she faces fraud charges. McClure, her ex-boyfriend, and a homeless veteran are accused of raising more than $400,000 through GoFundMe after spreading a fake story about the vet giving her his last $20 for gas as she was stranded on a highway. And a warning before you fry up your Thanksgiving turkeys, defrost them first. Yeah, that frozen turkey turning into a fireball. The Northport Fire Rescue in Alabama making this video to remind people to follow directions carefully if they insist on frying their bird. They suggest using indoor or oil-less fryers. Always a good reminder. Let's look at your headlines. Ed?
That's right. Thanks, Jillian. It's not Thanksgiving without Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's right here at Fox & Friends. It's a tradition for us now.
And today we have the latest and all the hottest holiday products. You do not want to miss these deals.
Here with the exclusive deals, Luke Snyder. Luke, welcome back. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so we got big sales going on right now through Sunday. We are open today, and Black Friday being tomorrow, we open at 5 a.m. So.
5 a.m.?
Oh, yeah, bright and early.
Talk about the clothes first.
So out front here, we got the Kids Mega Wagon. It's awesome for hauling your kiddos around or the firewood.
I told you that on Halloween, I wished I had that because my 2-year-old is very heavy.
Wait,
Good way to
you don't often
trick or
hear
treat.
that. It's good for either kids or firewood.
Right, or both.
Let me just see. Let me tell you. Hold on, I'll give you a preview. Let's see. Yep, this is a good wagon right
That's
here.
a good way to transport them. All right.
Jeans, men's, women's, kiddos, all $10.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a great deal. Gray's Creek, these long sleeve Henleys right here, another deal, $10.
These are warm. You actually need these on the parade route.
This is good for layering.
Absolutely,
This is
yeah.
a great layering shirt.
You can't beat $10 on that. And then Send fleece jackets
nice.
and vests. So
very nice. This
you
is
get
also
50% off both of those.
What's the price on that one?
50% off all these items here.
Can I put this under my suit if we have to go outside?
Now, what about this knife set?
So this is a great German-made Wüsthof. You don't get much better knives right here. So that's $150 right there.
Really?
During the sale. So, and last but not least, the biggest deal. These are going very quickly. You save about $530 on
Yeah,
this.
several $100 off for a gun safe, right? Not a lot.
Browning Special Edition. You know, you're looking at $700.
Really?
It's a great deal. And then we even throw in a free gun safe for your pistol right here on the
pistol
wagon.
safe,
Yeah, that just comes as an added bonus. So.
Wow, that's a big sale.
Yep, Santa's in the building. You get your free pictures, do a little shopping.
You can take your picture with your kid and Santa at Bass Pro Shop, and then you can use that on your Christmas card.
That's right. Bass Pro and
All
Cabela's is open till
one
5
deal.
today.
And
Done and
lastly, is there an advantage to going today or tomorrow versus the weekend? Like, everybody's taking the rest of the week off. Are there deals specific to today and tomorrow?
Absolutely. Through Sunday, actually. But you really want to take advantage of that Black Friday at Bass Pro and Cabela's. That's when really red-hot deals are going.
All right. We appreciate you coming in, Luke.
You bet. Thanks.
Don't let the wagon get away.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can also go to BassPro.com.
Yep, or
and
Cabela's.
do it online.
That's absolutely right.
All right, Luke.
Sounds
Happy
good.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
You
Thanksgiving.
too. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi gaining support in some unlikely places. So is the Never Nancy movement starting to fall apart? Sounds like it. Charlie Kirk is here to react live next.
Plus, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without the sides. We're cooking cornbread stuffing. That's my favorite. Cinnamon roll casserole and more. Stay with us.
Yum.
Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome back. We have a Fox Business alert now. Officials believe the romaine lettuce linked to the E. coli outbreak is coming from California. The FDA and CDC warning do not eat or buy any of it while they investigate. At least 32 people in 11 states have gotten sick. Plus, Amazon revealing a glitch as holiday shopping kicks off. The company blames a technical error after some customers had their personal information exposed. Amazon says the issue is fixed. It's unknown how many shoppers were affected, but that's not good news. Ed?
Thanks so much, Jillian.
Thanks.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi gaining support, and maybe in some unlikely places. Progressive Representative-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez throwing her support behind Pelosi, tweeting, "All the challenges to Leader Pelosi are coming from her right in an apparent effort to make the party even more conservative and bent toward corporate interests," she says. Hard pass. So long as Leader Pelosi remains the most progressive candidate for Speaker, she can count on my support. That was just days after she was participating in a sit-in in Pelosi's office.
That's right. But how will Pelosi fit in with the new far-left lawmakers trying to shake up Congress? Well, here to react, Turning Point USA founder and author of the book Campus Battlefield, How Conservatives Can Win the Battle on Campus and Why It Matters, Charlie Kirk. Welcome. And happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for having me.
So why the big turnaround for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Why is she backing Pelosi for Speaker?
Well, I think there's many factors to this, but most importantly, we have to remember Pelosi rules with an iron fist. I mean, if you dare question her, she will take away your parking pass, the invites to all the cocktail parties around town. Your family members will lose their access, and if they have contracts, they'll get renegotiated immediately. I say half of that facetiously, but in reality, look, Pelosi did not get here by mistake. She has built a political machine over many decades by ruling with force. And if anyone ever, pops their head out in rebellion to her, immediately she puts her whole machine and says, I don't think you want to do that. They say, okay. I think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, remember, she ran in opposition against her. I mean, she primaried someone in House Democrat leadership and won a surprise victory. This is really important to remember. And now all of a sudden she's, some people would say, now kind of getting more into the mold of the establishment. But I just want everyone at home to realize that Pelosi's considered a moderate now in the Democrat Party.
That's a good point.
Where is the Democrat Party?
Yeah, and is this now the idea of beating back opposition? Is this going to move when you hear Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying we can't be beholden to the corporate interest, many of whom funded the Democratic takeover of the House? They got millions and millions of dollars from those corporate interests, whether they want to admit it or not. Now will Pelosi be beholden, even though, she, as you say, jokingly she's being portrayed as a moderate? Is she now more beholden to socialists like Ocasio-Cortez?
Of course, and this is what's so scary, is that Ocasio-Cortez pretends to be the fighter for the people, yet she represents an ideology that has destroyed cultures, destroyed civilizations, and destroyed countries over the last 100 years. Of course, we're talking about democratic socialism, or just socialism in general. And, Pelosi, look, she is bought and paid for by a lot of special interests. But, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez fights for ideology that's even more harmful than those special interests, because at least those special interests relatively want some form of a market system. I mean, Ocasio-Cortez wants an ideology that has been so corrosive and so destructive to Congress. Yeah. It's these unbelievably dangerous ideas that originate on our college campuses that are now really, materializing in Congress, which is unabashed Marxism, really, and it's just free healthcare, free education, victimhood ideology. It's very, very scary.
I would say, Charlie, that what Alexandria has actually done is just given permission to others to pull their masks off. I actually think Nancy Pelosi...
That's a very good point.
I think Nancy Pelosi and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are probably ideologically more soul sisters than they may like to portray in the public. What do you say?
I think that's a brilliant point, and I think what Ocasio-Cortez and her comrades, get it, coming into Congress right now, are essentially they're giving air cover now to Pelosi, where she's allowed to be more radical or more to the left, when in reality she's probably been that way over the last 15 or 20 years, when where she had to play more of the moderate position.
Radical ideas from campus to Congress. Interesting idea there, Charlie. We appreciate
Always great, Charlie, and happy Thanksgiving.
Great. Happy Thanksgiving.
Right,
thanks for having me.
You got it. President Trump taking a big step to protect our troops with the caravan inching closer to the border. What Defense Secretary James Mattis is saying about the move.
Plus, you can't have turkey without the sides. We're putting a twist on some Thanksgiving favorites, like a cinnamon roll casserole that Griff thinks is to die for. I'm lost in a cloud. You can't make those up, can you?
I love those graphics. Well, it's Thanksgiving and it's turkey time, but you can't have turkey without those delicious side dishes.
Here with some tips to spice up your side, Chef George Duran. He is the author of Take This Dish and Twist It. And boy, has he done it so well today.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody talks about the turkey, but let's not forget the sides and the appetizers. Big thing this Thanksgiving, and I'm working with Jimmy Dean. They have their premium fresh roll sausage. And one of the dishes that I made with their recipes is this incredible sausage cornbread stuffing.
Nice.
That is sausage and cornbread.
It looks amazing.
It is fantastic. They have a unique signature blend of seasonings, and that really adds flavor, quality to the dish. So this one for breakfast is beautiful. Tomorrow morning, this is what you got to make.
This is what Griff was mainlining a minute ago. It was like you were putting it down his throat.
Can I try
phenomenal.
it? Can I
Absolutely
try it?
dig in. It's a sausage cinnamon roll breakfast casserole. Jimmy Dean has all these recipes at jimmydean.com. You just check that out. They also have a contest called the Jimmy Dean Gift Exchange at jimmydeangiftexchange.com.
Cinnamon
You
roll
send
with
a
sausage.
photo of any of these dishes, and in return they send you an apron like this one of Jimmy Dean's
Where do you
Christmas
send it?
albums. jimmydeangiftexchange.com. You'll see it right there. A little decoration, wrapping paper that smells like sausage. It is
Wrapping
fantastic.
paper that smells
cinnamon
like
roll is
sausage.
great.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They have
amazing.
that.
What I like about these is these recipes really are very simple.
It is simple to make and really unique and different. Again, quality. Oh, you start rolling those little.
I doing it right, George?
Absolutely.
Am I doing it right?
He's a little sous chef
If
over
you
here.
want a little bit of kind of like an appetizer that people get interested for the holidays, look at what I made. A wreath using Adele's meatballs over here. So this is a teriyaki pineapple meatball. Again, I turned it into a wreath, bursting with juicy chicken, and it's really about the quality, premium quality chicken in there. And then Little Sausages by Hillshire Farms has these great little rolls that you make just with the dough that you can buy anywhere.
But this is fun for the kids to do
It
and
is.
to get involved.
And you can make it into a wreath for the holiday season, put some cranberry sauce in the center of it, and serve it right away. It's about the quality. It's about the meat cuts that are premium that really make the world of a difference. And that smoky flavor, did you taste it yet?
Listen, and listen, they also make these with the cheese inside.
They do,
which
that's
would
right.
be good too.
That's right.
These are yummy.
That's right. Little Smokies are really quality.
Thank you.
That's what I love about it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you
this
so
is
much.
delicious.
Yes.
George Duran.
All right, there we go.
Griff is eating and talking to the stomach. He's doing a great